Maybe you heard it, maybe you saw it. I did. A lot of you on Facebook and Twitter said you did too. Lights and sounds booming through the darkness of night in parts of South Florida. The noise that is leaving many of us sleepless in the city.
Well, tonight we're showing you exactly what it was and what was going on. The Night Team's Mike Marza is live in Coconut Grove with the story. Mike?
Lynn, so the U.S. Department of Defense says it gave some notice to people in this area near Miami City Hall. A lot of those people include tourists that were down here visiting. So just imagine you sort of come down to South Florida, want to relax, nestle into your bed, and just after you click off 7 News at 11, this happens. It's like a scene out of an overseas military mission, but this is Coconut Grove.
We saw like flashes and shooting, and they like the Black Hawk had like a Gatling gun in the front, and you could hear it open up and fire off. And
for Art Tomczak, the 3-day U.S. military training exercise with Miami police added entertainment to his trip from Buffalo, New York.
We got a thing in our room that said that they were going to have maneuvers, but I figured it would be like the next day or something like that, but not in the middle of the night.
But witnesses say the training soared in the skies over Coconut Grove overnight.
All of a sudden I hear the zooms and I go, oh, airplanes. I wonder how close we are to airport.
The simulation's so real, unknowing witnesses blew up social media, like Carlos, who tweeted, "What's up with all the planes and the big black helicopter flying over Miami? Feels like a Abbottabad." He's referring to the site of the deadly raid on Osama bin Laden in Pakistan last year. Some people even called 911.
A lot of people have called in a panic. It's no need to panic.
Similar training lit up the skies over Brickell last year. This time, it happened near Miami City Hall. Not so good if you're trying to sleep, but a bonus to tourists like Art heading back to Buffalo with yet another South Florida story.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. Yeah, my son will get a kick out of it, that's for sure.
So as Art makes his way back up to New York, the U.S. Department of Defense here and Miami police say at least this particular training exercise is now complete. So South Florida, sleep tight. Live in Coconut Grove, Mike Marza, 7 News.
Talking about flexibility, one of the things that has drawn some flack recently has been things like the zombie drills, where emergency planners prepare for a zombie apocalypse or a zombie outbreak or whatever. But it tends to force people who respond to emergencies to think outside the box, for, thinking on the spot rather than planning for very specific events that might happen in a very specific disaster. How important is that kind of thinking when you're in the business of responding to disasters?
It's absolutely essential. I have a 12-year-old son, Alex. Alex is anything zombies, you immediately have his attention. So I think this is a fantastic approach to get people who otherwise may not be so excited, or maybe not so willing to think outside the box, to look at something that is less interesting to them in a new way. I was fortunate enough, I actually met the author of The Zombie Wars recently in a conference, and just in a short conversation I learned that if you are prepared for a zombie apocalypse, you are probably ready for anything that Mother Nature or mankind has to throw at you. Wow. So flexibility is absolutely the name of it.
Even make this stuff up. A person who was riding his bike here off the MacArthur Causeway yesterday afternoon says he saw one man eating another man alive.
And ignored the officer's orders to stop eating the other man's face and even continued to gnaw away after being shot.
The initial shots had no effect. He had to repeatedly shoot him about 4 times until the man collapsed. If you are selling this LSD to people, unsuspecting people on the street, and somebody ends up dying as a result, you will be charged with murder.
And ignored the officer's orders to stop eating the other man's face and even continued to gnaw away after being shot.
Good enough action shot? Yeah, just generally thanks for contributing and helping out. People in my predicament need to be helped out, and I'm sure there's other people also that have the same type of predicament. I thank the outpouring of people in the community. I will always be grateful for that.